Hi everyone. Today we're going to be looking at the program control instructions within the Horner XL4 all-in-one PLC. And the first thing we do is we look at our screen here. Here's a program I have up here. And actually if we go to the project navigator, you will actually notice that if I then move this over, we will have the main loop module. And then from there, we have subroutine modules. Now we can have several of these main loops. It allows us to separate our program into smaller bite-sized chunks of code that then make logical sense when we try to troubleshoot. The subroutine is a bit of code that allows us to once in a while break off and solve that logic and then come back to our main routine again. And in order to get a new main code logic, you right click on their main code and you can hit new enhanced ladder logic block. Okay. Also, if we look at the main one here, and we can exclude certain ones from compilation, which actually means that we don't have to run that code if we don't want to. And subsequently, if we look at the subroutine module, we'll look at it, right click, and you see the new enhanced ladder logic subroutine. We just add new modules there. So if we look back at our program, we actually have a main program and we have three subroutines called sequence 1, sequence 2, sequence 3. And what they will do is actually turn on and off lights. Now another way of actually calling up these subroutines is if we look program, and here we can add a new enhanced ladder logic block or a new enhanced ladder logic subroutine. And let's just blow this up a little bit here. We'll zoom up to 150%. And what you'll see here is if we hit F1, F2, F3 key, it will actually set sequence 1, sequence 2, or sequence 3 that we want. And these are internal bits that I have set up. And then F4 actually resets all those sequences. So if sequence 1 is on, or that bit is on, it uses a call function to call the subroutine 1. If sequence 2 is on, it calls subroutine 2, and subsequently if 3 is on, it calls subroutine 3. And if I look at sequence 1 basically, we'll zoom this out again. We have three lights, first, second, and third, and what I use is the second bit flag and not second bit flag, so these will be alternating on and off. Then on sequence 2, I use some timers, and we sequence the lights on and off. And then in sequence 3, I use the 10 millisecond, 100 millisecond, and a 1 second pulse to flash these lights. So you will see that these lights will be flashing quite quickly. Now remember that when we're talking about PLC scans, they usually scan from left to right, top to bottom, and the outputs from the previous rung are available for the next rung. Program control instructions allow us to add or remove parts of our program during each scan of the controller. So if we look at our controller here, and what we'll do is hit control, and there are my three lights, and currently right now they are all off. If I hit sequence 1, F1, they will start flashing in the same aspect as what sequence 1 is, and if I turn that on to debug, what we will see is that those corresponding lights and what we're seeing on our screen. Hitting F2 goes to sequence 2, and again we'll go to sequence 2 and we can see that lighting it up. So third, second, first, and they go off, third, second, first, they go off again. And then the last one, if we hit F3, the lights start blinking rather quickly, and you can see that even on the screen here, the update's so quick that you could hardly tell that the light's on or off. However, you will notice that the screen does indicate there is a difference between the first light and the second light, and which is a real benefit because you can actually see that it doesn't take much, or the screen and the speed at which this solves logic is incredible. So, and we go back to main, we can actually see exactly what's going on here. Now notice if I hit F4, which is a stop button, it stops, but it stops in the last state that the outputs were on. And in our case here, the third light is actually still on. That means that when we go into subroutines, we must make sure that we reset, or have the ability to reset, that information as we go in and out. Now all the links and documentation and the download of this program is all available on our website at accautomation.ca. And if you like the video and like to see more, there are 3 ways in which you can help us out. Give us a thumbs up so other people can find us on this YouTube video. Also, you can number 2, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at the end of the video. You can also go to ACC Automation and subscribe to our website. And when you do that, you'll be giving notification every time we publish new content to the site. You'll also be getting 2 free ebooks, one on the numbering systems and the other on robust data logging. Now the third thing is, tell a friend or colleague about the site. Thanks for watching.